What's good, everyone? I pray we are all having a terrific Tuesday this October 8th, 2024. In the name of the highest one, I am thankful for life and I pray that you are too. Longevity, long life, longevity, prosperity. Yes. And if you are viewing this video, I suggest you stay tuned in because you are about to be brightened up with 6 definitions I know will either help you gain knowledge or enhance what you already know so that you can continue teaching children anti-bullying methods. So stay tuned. The 8th cycle of National Bullying Prevention Month starts now. Have you ever noticed after children become victims from bullying, they start to avoid the areas in which the bullying occurred? They stop talking to us as parents. They not as giddy as they used to be. They don't want to talk to friends. They don't want to talk to teachers. They start to lose their self-esteem, and you may even see an increase in anxiety and depression. If you remember the game Truth or Dare growing up, please comment the word READ, read, down below if you choose to. Because fortunately, I have the perfect truth and the perfect dare for you. Truth. Genuine greetings motivate a person to boost their self esteem and self confidence. Did you know that? Because they make people feel valued and it promotes a sense of empathy and understanding. Now, I dare you, yes, you, to extend a greeting and a compliment to someone random today. Remember, people who are mentally restless doesn't walk around with a standard uniform look. A simple, genuine, kind greeting with a smile or compliment will decrease anxiety and depression, especially in our babies. However, bullying is the complete opposite, though. It's when you choose to hurt someone on purpose. Some examples of bullying are name calling, hurting somebody physically, excluding them from a group, and posting mean things about them online. That's when we all end up asking ourselves, why do people bully? And then we end up starting to sympathize for the victim. Well, the answer is clear. People act like bullies because they too are hurting from something in their own lives. Bullying may make someone feel powerful on the outside, but trust me, they feeling helpless on the inside. That don't make bullying okay though, all right? But it is and can be useful to understand why it might be happening. See, if you find yourself bullying others, whether you're an adult or a child, then I believe you should talk to a trusted adult or seek counseling to help figure out what may be driving you to act that way. You can also pick up your phone and dial 988, then press option number 1. You can even text the numbers 838-255 for help with severe bullying. Everyone can work through their hurt with help. I have a story to tell you, and I'm wondering if I can. I can? Thank you. There was this one girl that I knew, and let's just call her Silence. And Silence was a people pleaser because, unlike most of the people she knew, she grew up in a home where the love was mostly scarce. And when she started middle school, oh, I'm telling you, she was extremely ecstatic because she had friends, she had new clothes, and even more, she was more independent. She was not that elementary school child no more, but she was more independent. But by the second week of school, she suddenly looked like she had lost it all. And then she told me other students used to make fun of her for wearing the same clothes and teasing her harder because those clothes were not name brand. They made fun of her hair, they made fun of how she spoke, and even how she looked. She noticed at one point the girls that she called friends, they were laughing at the bullies' jokes when the bullies were calling her fat. And instead of standing up for her, she felt just extremely too embarrassed. I mean, Silence was so embarrassed she didn't want to tell anyone anything. That's when the bullying continued daily, and it caused Silence to be more alone and even stopped answering questions in class. Thankfully, her vocal teacher noticed and got her to open up her inner thoughts so that the bullying can be addressed. I want to know how many people heard of sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. That you can too. Comment down below. Yes or no. I did hear that sticks and stones can break my bones. Do you believe in that saying? Let me know in the comments below. Because I think that's a lie. What people say and do can have a lasting effect on how you feel about yourself and how you feel about other people. All children, all people deserve to feel safe and happy in school. You know what's so funny? I understand that children and adults are totally different, but we have to remind ourselves every single day that as an adult, we too were once children. So for other adults to sit there and say what an adult went through doesn't matter anymore because that's past trauma, you have to learn that that person may not had the significant support like some others do to be able to go over it. Sometimes therapy don't work for an adult. Sometimes some things they get to that adulthood and still hold on because they're still learning, which we as other adults can also help them to learn because we all want to feel safe and happy in school. I'm pretty certain at this time in our lives that we all heard of the 6 R's of bullying prevention. And if you haven't heard of them, they are rules, recognize, report, respond, refuse, and replace. Now, these words may not be popular like a TikTok trend. However, they are utilized for reducing bullying inside and out. And to use these 6 R's, you must first understand what each word means. Rules, rules, rules. That's where we establish a policy that focuses on prevention. It is respectful and has strong parental involvement. In schools, there's a thing called the mission statement that establishes the visions for a safe, violent, discrimination, and bullying free environment. At home, I think parents should just refrain from being overly strict. Do not give your children that kind of environment. Allow children the sense of positive independence by keeping communications open and checking in on them frequently. Yo, open this door. What's going on in there? All right, you just playing games? All right, let me check that real quick. What's your text message saying? All right, I pay this bill. You got it. Be all up in their business, but at the same time, give them their independent space so that way you're showing them that you're not being a dictator, but you're being a teacher, and that will develop them to be perfect little leaders. Remember that. Recognize, recognize, recognize. That's teaching how to identify bullying. This sort of behavior is often repeated and it can be identified as rude gestures, excuse me, nasty looks, whatever. Name calling. Ew, you fat. Ew, you too skinny. Ew, look at your nappy hair. Ew, you got straight tangy hair. Consistent negative teasing and keeping someone out of a group online or even offline. So online is like having group games that y'all all are in and then you disapprove someone just because you don't like them, or it's like having birthday parties and then you invite everybody else in your class except for that person. Come on, man, that hurts. Every child will feel left out and hurt if they did something like that. So let's be honest with yourself. Teach your children to be more open with their communications, and if something is hurting them and they recognize that it's bothering them, it's okay. You know why it's okay? Because this is the time when you report, report, report. That's when you create procedures for reporting the bullying. An anti bullying website is one. You have report boxes that teachers can put inside their classrooms, and parents who have multiple children, you can even have that inside your home. You know what I'm saying? You can create a text line. There's so many applications that are out there now that allows you to open up a second text line for free. So utilize them and create a safe environment for children to be able to express what is going on with them without judgment. I'm telling you, it's so hard to tell other people that they're being teased, especially young boys, because boys, especially boys of color, all they are taught to do is be strong. You're a boy. You can't cry. You this, you that. And it's like when they start to get teased and bullied, they have to keep their head up or they get so angered that they just lash out and then all of a sudden they're the problem instead of the victim. So come on, parents, let's teach our children to be children's. Let's teach our children how to create those procedures so that we can report bullying in a judgment-free zone. You know, after you recognize what it is and you report what it is, you must respond to this bullying. So teach students or your children how to respond to bullying. If you see bullying happening, as an adult, intervening immediately is always the perfect thing. Even when it comes down to teasing, I believe that not even teasing in a joking way should be accepted because as far as we know, it's just teasing for that moment. But we don't know how long that teasing has been persisting or where it can lead to, you know. And as a child, if you see bullying happening, always involve a trusted adult. Don't go up there and try handling it yourself if you are not able to, especially when there's more than one bully. It is always the number one best way is to involve a trusted adult. Make sure you teach your children that. And if they are being victimized by a bully, simply saying stop in a direct, clear tone and acknowledging their behavior limits their access to the boundaries of that child. So that child won't become a victim if that child is understanding to how to respond to what they recognize after they've reported it because they need to make sure that they stay on top of it. Make sense? You know, calling bullies out on their calling bullies out, it may not cause them to change, but you as the child are showing them that that you aren't afraid to stand up. Okay, you are not afraid to speak up for yourself, and you are letting them know that their behavior is unacceptable, period. See, so as you are telling these bullies that their methods are not acceptable for your boundary lines, you have to learn to continue to refuse. Refusing is when you teach strategies to help victims refuse frustration and cope with victimizations. Listen, we are not going to be able to get everyone, but we can help many. We can help many. Let me tell you something. What I've learned is just five people doing anti-bullying methods on a regular basis can decrease bullying by 150% out of the millions that we have in the world. Do you understand how big of a percentage that is? So let's take that stance and put forth that effort to refusing it and teaching your children to refuse it. 3 strategies I would suggest are to act bravely. Trust me, going into a bully's weak-hearted is going to only make you feel like you want to cry. So teach your child to act bravely, walk away, and ignore the bully. Practice different ways to ignore the remarks. You can always journal your situations and share it with a trusted adult. I know that a lot of children are afraid to speak up. So if you teach your children how to journal things down, journal their feelings, journal their emotions, I can assure you they will do it. But it's not just them. You have to show them because this is a show me state, right? So you can't just tell them journal because most times once children are becoming more independent, They are not going to want to journal. They are writing in school all day. They don't want to come home to write. So you have to show them the importance of why journaling is a great way to handle specific situations. Now that you have already responded and you refused it and you recognized it and you reported it, now it's time to replace it. Replace. Teach students to replace their aggression with pro-social behaviors. Pro-social behaviors are voluntary actions that help others. Simple things. Some examples are sharing, helping, comforting, supporting, kindness, caring, and protecting. Okay? The 6 R's of bullying was designed to help schools, help people, help parents, help the communities reduce bullying in a structured, disciplined way. Now let's handle these 6 R's and let's promote these 6 R's and let's continue to rock out throughout this entire month of National Bullying Prevention Awareness. I love you all. You are all beautiful. You are all handsome. We are all intelligently kind, loving, and worthy. Stay loved, stay blessed up. Peace! Together, never separated.